Yo, hello guys! This recently we got a new trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet revealing Iono's ace Pokemon, the new electric gym leader, the little VTuber. So I gotta say, I really love the design of and the concept. And we get a little new frog Pokemon, Bellibolt. And Bellibolt is a Pokemon that just makes me ridiculously happy to just have in the game. It's just such a lovable, cute Pokemon. It actually brings something like conceptually very unique to the game, and that's we're gonna have a lot of fun talking about it. Bellibolt is being a pure electric type frog, which I'll admit I am a tad disappointed that Bellibolt isn't like a water electric type, but I'll take it for like the lovable design and like the new concept that we are getting with this Pokemon. We just see him babe a little bit, a happy little lad. And yeah, Bellibolt has like some interesting things. Of course, like being this a pure electric type, does have the ability Static, which is not what we're going to be really talking about in this video. What we're going to be talking about is instead its main new ability, and the trailer actually did not show its new ability, which is kind of surprising considering it's completely unique to this Pokemon, and that's Electromorphosis. Electromorphosis is a very interesting ability to say the least. Basically, if you get hit by a move first, then your electric type moves get a boost. We don't know how big that boost will be, but this is a very, very unique ability because it's not like a lightning rod where someone has to like use an electric move on you and then you get a boost. Does any move, any remote move at all, if you get hit by it, you will get a damage boost. And that means some like interesting things. Like there's so many other abilities that we saw with like analytic, you had to move last in the turn, then you get 1.3. There's a little color change, you change typing if you get hit by a move, stamina with a defense boost, and of course like lightning rod, flash fire as well. You had to get hit by a fire move, but most notably here there's only one limitation, and that limitation is just simply on you have to be hit by a move, which honestly brings up an interesting point, right? Because we just had a Pokemon with a 1.5 times boost on electric type moves, and that's Regieleki. And what this could mean, and is a theory I thought, is the boost on this ability I think can range from like 1.5 to actually 2 times. And why I think this ability could be 2 times is there is literally like nothing that stops Bellibolt. There's like this huge limiting factor on Bellibolt's ability, and that's you have to be hit by a move. And if you're not hit by a move, I imagine it will be like a fairly weak Pokemon. And since it has this limiting factor, unlike Aleki, I actually think it might be the ability form of a Pokemon move called Charge. And Charge is this move that we always deleted through playthroughs like early on and during like Ruby Sapphire. If you had like a Electrike, the new Charge, you just like delete it instantly. The move does nothing, it's not worth it. And Charge actually did see a +1 Spadef boost buff in later generations, but most importantly, it's the user's electric move next turns to 2 times power. And I think that may be a valid way to make Bellibolt a very conceptually like interesting Pokemon, right? Which I entered in like the damage calculator of like Bellibolt potential power. I put like a Aleki for this 100 special attack, and I added Helping Hand to Transistor being a 1.5 times boost on electric type moves, and then Helping Hand being an extra boost as well, to kind of try and illustrate like the power potential I think Bellibolt can have. And like this kind of damage is ridiculous on a mono like Salamence doing 100, and like a mono as bulky as like Tyranitar, you do like 50-ish, and that's just some absurd damage. That is really absurd damage. And then on Crest you do 50-ish too. Even to like resisted hits Amoonguss, you're gonna do a lot of damage as well. Like that is very surprising to say the least, man. Very surprising. And of course, on like if you get into Pokemon that you actually hit super effectively with like, let's say Corviknight, you murder them like 2 times over. Or let's say like Incineroar. Incineroar is not gonna like taking this either. Like, ooh, this is like full special Incineroar with like 188 careful, and it's still taking a lot of damage. And let's say you like add a Life Orb to that, right? You're just starting to get like Okos, and if they're not careful and they're not like full special, and they say like they're a more defensive one, right? And they have Impish, right? And they're starting to get in range where they might just get completely KO'd. And that's something that's like enough to make Bellibolt a pretty interesting Pokemon. Of course, with like the drawback of the ability, Bellibolt is gonna have to be able to like survive a lot of hits in order to like take a game. But if it can like live 1 or 2 hits, this Pokemon will be like intrinsically like very interesting, right? Because if you can just live a couple and just get a decent enough value off of it, then Bellibolt will be able to respond and get like these absurdly powerful electric type moves. And that's something that's going to be very interesting to see how that works out, right? Of course, there's another factor I do want to talk about with this ability, and that's the fact, like, of course, because you need to get hit first, that means if Bellibolt's just like a really slow Pokemon, right? Then you can't really take advantage of Trick Room, because like Trick Room's just going to rotate your speed, and all these Pokemon are not going to be like useful to you, because like in Trick Room, I imagine Bellibolt will end up being a faster Pokemon, so you won't get hit first, and that means you're not going to get your boost. So a lot of how like a Bellibolt will have to be played in order to like kind of like work with that kind of framework is you're essentially just going to use it as like an electric type with Electro Web. Like Electro Web does have some anti-synergy because you're going to be making Pokemon faster, but that's for like the fact you just want like support moves, right? I'll just enter Raikou for now to like show what I mean. I think these are the kind of moves you'll probably be looking for, like Thunderbolt, Electro Web. And I am actually hopeful that this will be able to get... Oh, it doesn't even warn Electro Web. But Thunderbolt, Electro Web, Scald. I feel like Scald's another move it could get. Maybe it can get a poison move because it's a Frog and it's a poisonous Frog. Like, it has some potential for like different moves. And we did see it like next to water as well. So like getting a water move wouldn't be like too surprising, right? And that potential is some of what makes Bellibolt even more interesting. Even though I imagine those moves will be fairly weak on it compared to like electric moves. But it does give you like a general idea of the kind of identity I expect with this Pokemon. And yeah, that'll be all for today. Thank you for watching though. I don't really tend to want to do videos talking about this kind of stuff, but Bellibolt is really like this is the Pokemon that I am immensely interested in. His little easygoing nature, the belly button dynamo. Like, it's just such a cool Pokemon. And I hope we get to see more Pokemon like this in Gen 9. And I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on Bellibolt and like other Pokemon in the comments that have you like this pretty interested, right? And we'll be talking more about Bellibolt in like more specific terms once launch actually comes. And I am really excited. I hope this Pokemon is just absurdly good. I hope so. I really do. And yeah, if you like this kind of content, you want to see more of this kind of content for like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, you can leave a little subscription. It helps motivate me. We're only at like 44 subs. And the goal is to at least like try to get to like 1,000 before like the first month ended of like Scarlet and Violet, which is a bit unrealistic, but I'm still going to dedicate everything I have to try and get that goal. And yeah, later guys.